if I still got it. What's up, Business Bully? Hey, Facebook. Hey, Instagram. What's up? What's up? What's up? I have not been live on my platform in months. Months. So I have to tell you, I'm nervous as hell right now. My stomach is all flippity floppity because I'm nervous, but I'm super excited. This is the first time that I am literally going online and being social as Dr. Lene Javette. I can't even believe it. So my PhD is done. I'm officially finished with school. I have my credentials. Thank you. Say hello, gorgeous. Hey, thank you. I am officially finished with school. So you will not hear me talk about almost graduating and about to graduate because I'm actually done. Graduation is May 6th. I finished my dissertation. I've defended. It's done. I am Dr. Lene Javette. Okay. So woo woo. Thank you so much. Let me, before I even get into this whole thing, let me just say this. And I'm gonna try not to be emotional when I say this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for rocking with me these last 5 years, supporting me. Thank you to my clients. Thank you for allowing me to not be on social media as much as I usually was back in the day. And then, too, let me say this. Thank you for letting me fumble my way through coming back. Okay, because I know people are like, it's like riding a bike. It's like riding a bike. It's gonna be fine. I feel like it's not like riding a bike. Thank you, Shantae. Thank you so much. I've been good. Thank you so much. Vincent Crawford, thank you so much. You've been calling me Dr. Lene Javette for years because it has been a work in progress. And so I just want to say thank you to everybody. One of the biggest questions that I've been asked since going on this 5-year journey while being a full-time entrepreneur, while raising a son, was how have you been successful? Like, what have you been doing? How have you been making money? Have you still been working your business these last 5 years? And I have. I will tell you that all the time that I was going to school, even through the pandemic, I was still working my business. I will tell you that I've actually made the most money in my business these last 2 years, even through the pandemic, even through writing the dissertation. And so I kind of wanted to talk about that because I feel like I keep answering that same question. What did you do? How did you do it? How are you successful? How do you do the things that you do? How have you raised $10,000 with crowdfunding? How do you help your clients have 6-figure months? How do you have 6-figure events? Like, what do you do? How do you do it? And for damn sure, how did you do it while you was going through a doctoral program, right? So I want to tell that to you guys today. Do I have your permission? Can I tell you guys how I've been able to be successful? Can I talk to you about strategies today? Hopefully that's okay. In the comments, let me know if you actually want to hear about strategies and how to be successful. I will tell you one of the main things that I do for myself, but I also have my clients do. Even before you start thinking about creating a strategy, even before you start talking about what it is you want to accomplish and what you want to do in your life, what I have found is as soon as you say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to have a 6-figure month, I'm going to get a 6-figure job, I'm going to launch a business, I'm going to write a strategy, whatever it is that you say, immediately something comes in right after that and is like, no, you're not. No, you can't. You've never done it before. You're too old. You're not going to do it. There ain't nobody going to buy from you. Like, that's like the first thing that happens when you're thinking about doing something positive with yourself and in your life. And so one of the things I do for myself, and I highly recommend any and everybody to do, take a minute and write down your victories. Write down the things that you have done and completed successfully. What dreams have you accomplished? What wins have you had? Because what happens is when we go to start thinking about what we can accomplish and what we can do, a lot of times you start thinking about whatever losses you've had this last 6 months to a year. And what happens is sometimes your wins and your victories, they might be 3 years ago. They might be 5 years ago. They might be 10 years ago. And then you might discount those. You might discount those and be like, well, that was 5 years ago. Well, that was when I had a job. Well, that was when I first started my business. Well, that was when I hung out with this person. Well, that was this, right? But if you take a minute and write out your victories, all of your wins, check this out. Look at, boom. Check out all the wins. Boom. And this isn't even updated. The last win I have written in here was 2021. I haven't written any of my 2022 victories or anything of that nature. But when you start thinking about how you want to be successful, what you want to accomplish, what your goals are, I highly recommend starting with what you've already accomplished. Because if you look back at the things that you've been able to do, it will better help you to be focused on what it is that you want to accomplish. Oh, thank you. So, for example, my PhD, right? I would be lying if I told you guys that was easy. I would be lying if I told you that I just had that dream and I went to school and I accomplished it. That's a lie. I had the dream of becoming a doctor when I was 12. I'm 46. That's 35 years ago. It wasn't quick. It wasn't easy. I didn't have it all figured out. It didn't come to me. I didn't just wake up and be like, oh, I want to do this thing. And then it just worked out. It took 35 years to accomplish that. Now, if you are in the chat, let me know if you have a goal or a dream that you want to accomplish. Put it in the chat. Just put you don't even got to tell me what it is. Just say me. Just say me. If there is a goal or a vision or a business or an idea or a launch or a book or a job change, doesn't matter what it is, just something that you want to accomplish, drop a me in the chat so I know I'm talking to the right crowd. I know I'm in the right room. Okay. Jeremy said it took me years to make my podcast, but I'm doing it. Listen, it's okay. Shantae said, me, good job. Who else? Anybody else got a dream, a vision, something that you want to do, something that you want to accomplish, right? And so one of the things that I talk about when I'm talking to clients or anybody is the importance of strategy. Okay. Do you know what a strategy is? Because oftentimes when I ask people this question, they're like, it's my to-do list. No, your strategy is not your to-do list. And if you're only operating from a to-do list, then it's going to be very difficult to be successful because true success comes from strategy. And that's literally how I've been able to be successful for the last umpteenth years. And so oftentimes people will create a plan, which is a map for guidance, while strategy is the path that you're going to take to get to your destination. So we have to break it down and make it simple. Strategy is first, okay? It leads to the plan. Planning leads to whatever it is that you're going to do. So again, planning is like your future-oriented goal, whereas strategy is the action that you need to take in order to accomplish that. Does that make sense? Everybody with me? Hey, Nicole. Okay, good. All right. So what happens is, and I'm a victim of it. When I was younger, I used to call strategy manipulation because I couldn't figure out how I had this secret power to make things happen. If I could visualize it, if I could foresee it, if I could think of it, I could make it happen. Okay. Let me give you some context. So let me pull out my handy dandy notebook. So ninth grade, I flunked. I flunked out of ninth grade. Meaning at the end of ninth grade, I think I had like one credit. So ninth grade, let me back up. Sixth grade, I wanted to be a doctor. Wanted to go to Spelman. I wanted to be an AKA. That was sixth grade. Come on now, 12-year-old. Ninth grade, I flunked out of high school. So therefore, in my mind, I'm thinking there's no way I'm going to become a doctor because I can't even finish high school, right? 10th grade, I was able to go back to school. I went to alternative school and I finished high school. And then I graduated on time with a 3.67. That's not bad considering I flunked out in ninth grade. That was just strategy. I knew that I did not want to be a high school dropout. Like that was the gist of it. So I'm going to talk to you guys about like my secret SOSS, SOSS, strategic objective success solution. And I didn't even know that that's what I was doing when I was in ninth grade, right? All I knew was that I had an objective. I wanted to graduate. I didn't want to be a high school dropout. That's all I knew. I wanted to graduate. And so I came up with a strategy to meet that objective. I went to alternative school for 10th grade, went back to traditional school for 11th grade, did all my credit hours, did extra credit hours, and I was still able to graduate on time with a 3.67. That's strategy. That's a strategy. That's how you take something that you want to do or something that you want to accomplish, figure out what the success is, come up with a solution and how you're going to solve it, and then put an action plan in place to get it done. That's literally what SOSS, SOSS is, right? And so when I was young, I didn't have a name for it. I just thought I knew how to manipulate things, right? If I saw something and I wanted to make it do what it do, I was able to make it do what it do. And then I decided to go to college when I was 19. Some of you guys know this story. Fell asleep driving. I ran my car up underneath a truck. doing too much, trying to be grown in the streets at a young age. Ran my car underneath the truck, totaled it, and I'm 19 years old, and I have to pay like $2,500 to get because my best friend's uncle co-signed for me. Had to pay $2,500 to get it fixed. I don't know how to make $2,500 as a 19-year-old in like a week or two because the car was totaled. So that's when I started dancing again. Some of y'all know I used to be out there. Anyways, used to be out there dancing. And that was at that point in time. It might not have been the right choice or decision, but I had an objective. Got to pay this $2,500 to get the car fixed because it was totaled. I had a strategy and I was successful. So even then, I was still using SOSS. A lot of sauce, but it was still sauce, okay? And then just over and over and over, multiple times, I've used it as a speaker. I've used it in my business. I used it when I started my business and I had to raise $10,000 in crowdfunding. I know nothing about crowdfunding, not nothing. It's the reason why I didn't make any money the first 2 weeks. I didn't even really raise the $10,131 until the last 2 weeks because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a strategy. I didn't know what crowdfunding was. I didn't know who I was talking to. I didn't know how to present it. And so it wasn't until like I was 2 weeks in to the actual crowdfunding campaign where I was able to get people to start making the donations. But that wasn't until I got a strategy. So I would say my secret sauce or my secret strategic objective success solution when I'm talking to anybody, doesn't matter if you're a business owner, an entrepreneur, somebody who goes to work every day, a mother, it doesn't matter who you are, what you do. This is how you be successful. This is literally the key to success. This is what I do every day. I teach my clients how to do it. It's how I live my life. It's how I've been able. I was looking for all my stats because I turned the page. Here we go. Boom. Here we go. 3 degrees. I got my BA, my MBA, and now my PhD. I've started 3 businesses. I've been on over 40 stage speaking. I've hosted 17 of my own events. I've been featured in 8 articles. I've won 3 awards. I've been hosted on 17 podcasts. I've taught over 1,000 students, blah, 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 right? Here's what it is. Lean in. Strategy. Literally, that's it. I did a live not too long ago called Is Your Strategy Raggedy? And the reality is most people don't even have a strategy. So if you have a strategy and it's raggedy, you're still doing better than somebody that doesn't have a strategy. If you have a plan, you don't have a strategy. The strategy comes before the plan. But what happens a lot of times is people will write out their plan with no strategy. If I send you out into the world with a map, but I don't tell you where you're going, you're going to get lost. And that is what it is like when you have a plan, but no strategy. I have a plan. I have this map. I'm about to go out into this world, but I don't know where I'm going. I have this business and I want to make money, but I don't know who I'm talking to. I have this job and I want to get a promotion, but I don't know what it takes. I have this purpose and this passion and I want to make money, but I don't know how to monetize it, right? So there's this love and there's this desire and this plan that we have in ourselves, but we don't know how to put a strategy behind it in order to execute it. And that is where most people make their mistake when they're trying to be successful. Am I preaching to anybody? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Hey, good evening, good evening, good evening. Let me know. Am I talking to you? It's okay if I am, because I want to talk to you about how to actually put a strategy in place. I want to talk to you about what it takes to put a strategy, what the steps are for strategy. I want you to know. Somebody said, amen. Okay. Somebody said, teach doctor. Come on now. Let me know if I'm in the right room. I'm not going to pass around the collection plate or nothing like that, but I just want to know if I'm talking to the right people. Hey, Devin. Nicole said, guilty. You're talking to me. Good evening. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? All right, cool. So here's the thing about strategy, right? So let's talk about my secret sauce, right? Strategic objective success solution. If you think about what it is that you want to accomplish, okay, where it is that you want to go, what it is that you want to achieve, and you look at that from an objective standpoint, right? This is what I want to do. Listen, I'm about to coach tonight. Somebody give me something that you want to do. We're going to do this very live. Somebody tell me something that you want to accomplish, and I'm going to come up with a strategic objective success solution for you right here, right now, live. Whoever puts it in first, tell me something that you want to accomplish. Tell me something that you want to do. And I'm going to literally show you how to put a strategy in place for it live. Now, nobody knew I was going to do this, so I just literally came up with this. Justin Coop says, I want to be a billionaire. Okay, well, that's good. You know what, Justin? I'm going to use you because that's actually really good what Justin just did right there. He did what most people do. He said, I want to be a billionaire. And that's what a lot of people say. I want to start my own business. I want to lose weight. I want to get a better job, right? That's usually where we start. We just make a blanketed statement. I want to do this. Sean says, I want to get my master's degree, wealth management firm, make more money. I want to operate my own business. Cool. Perfect. You guys are giving me great examples to work with. So this is how it starts. When somebody wakes up in the morning in the day and they're like, I want to be successful. You ask them, what is it they want to do? Justin says, I want to be a billionaire. Cool. Strategy then comes in and says, how are we going to do that? What is our objective? Okay. So our objective is I want to be a billionaire. And so we have to dig down deeper, right? What is it that you do, Justin? Justin, you don't have to tell me. I'm going to make something up for you. Let's say Justin is a IT professional who has been in his job for 4 years. All right. No. Let's say 10 years. He's an IT professional. He's been in his job for 10 years. He wants to be a billionaire, right? So then what we have to do is figure out, okay, well, what talent, skill, or knowledge do you have that we can monetize? Okay. Because now we have to look at it from the perspective of, are we going to make an app? Are you going to sell your knowledge, intellectual IP? Are you writing a book? Are you selling a product? Are you doing SaaS, which is software as a service? Like, what do you have that you can now monetize to make money? Okay. Once we figure that out, that's our solution, right? The objective is to become a billionaire. The solution is what we're going to use to create him as a billionaire, if you will. Okay. And then we can put a strategy in place. So let's say, for the sake of arguing, right? We don't know what Justin does exactly. Let's say Justin wants to create an app, right? A tech app for, because we all Black people on here. Let's say it's a tech app for Black people to understand wealth in 30 days. Let's just make this up, right? So let's say it's a Black app for an app for Black people to understand wealth in 30 days. Boom. So now we know that that's what he's going to do. So now we have to ask him questions. Do you want to do passive income? Are you selling time as a service? Are you getting online every day and talking to these people? Are you doing it through a digital product? Now we're talking strategy. How are you going to do it? How are we going to make this $1 billion? And so let's say the strategy is that we're going to use this app. It's going to be $19.99 to download the app. Plus, you have a course that goes along with it for people who want to do something outside of the app. Let's say that's maybe $299. Plus, you do a retreat where people can come in and learn from you hands-on. Let's say that's $5,000. And so now we have these 3 or 4 different programs or products that we put in place to support the objective of becoming a billionaire. We know that the solution is the app, and now we have built a strategy. So then we have to say, well, what is success? Strategic, objective, success, solution. What does success look like? And how do we get there? Well, success is the $1 billion. But also, success is like the plan, if you will, right? Because when we started this, we said the strategy comes before the plan, right? So if you think about strategy like as the execution, if you will, right? So how am I going to execute on my objective so that I can have the solution based on the strategy to be successful? The success is the actual plan that we're going to utilize and or roll out to meet our objective. Does that make sense? Everybody with me? Y'all with me? Create a brand, digital brand, start a homeless shelter, create product line, create equipment. Does that make sense? Everybody kind of getting the gist on how you roll this thing together? So it's not just wake up and be like, I want to be a billionaire. That's great. Everybody wakes up and wants to do or accomplish something. But how are you going to do it? What is the strategy that you're going to use? What is the objective that you're trying to accomplish? What does the solution look like? What does success look like? Are you with me? Let me know if you're still with me over there in Facebook and over here on Instagram. I see a couple of you guys still over here. So one of the things is, for those of you that are struggling with your strategy, right? Let's say you Vince said it makes sense. If it's professional, that sounds good. Perfect. So let's say that you are struggling with your strategy, or let's say your strategy is raggedy. Like, let's just be honest, like maybe your strategy is raggedy. So one of the things when I first got started and I didn't really understand the concept of strategy was I started doing a lot of YouTube University. I started doing a lot of Hard Knock Life Academy. And what I realized was that trying to teach myself how to be strategic, or trying to write my own strategy, or trying to learn from my mistakes, that's expensive and it's hard and it's difficult. And one of the things that I said I was going to do, I was like, you know what, once I start making my high six figures and I start doing these great things, and my clients start doing seven figures, and I start, not rubbing elbows with certain people and moving in certain circles, I want to make sure that I do something to give back, because our community does not talk about strategy. Strategy is not sexy. It's more sexy to have a plan and run out into the streets and be like, I have a plan, I'm about to do this, than it is to understand why that's your plan and how you're strategically going to get your plan to work. Okay. So last year I did this event called the Black Power Business Conference. We had like 250 Black women and a couple of men that showed up, where we talked about strategies, the strategies that you need to have in place to run your business. And it was amazing. And so this year I am doing it again. I am going to be hosting the Black Power Business Conference again this year, because I feel like it's super important that entrepreneurs understand strategy. What I found was that, let me say this, not what I found. What we know is that Black women entrepreneurs are superseding by hundreds percent. I think the last time I checked, it was 634%. Black women are superseding every other racial demographic by 634% in starting businesses. But we're not superseding them in funding, in capital. I'm going to put the link right there. You go. In funding, in capital, or employees. Funding, capital, revenue, or employees, I should say. So we're starting businesses faster than everybody else, but we're not growing and scaling as fast. We're not hiring people as fast, and we're not making as much money. Is anybody else upset about that? And it just, let me know if you're not happy with that. Like, you shouldn't be. You should be upset. You should be upset that we are superseding, making the most, but superseding and opening as fast, but not making as much. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that we are starting businesses faster than everybody else? First of all, we're Black. We're resilient. We're beautiful. We're awesome. We're amazing. Let's start there. Okay. Most of the stuff in the world, we invented, right? During slavery, we didn't get to get credit for it, but we invented it. So we're innovative as well. Okay. We're tired of working at the corporate plantation. If anybody has a regular job, let me know in the comments. I get tired of going to work every day, right? We work hard. We are hard workers, right? We show up, right? What we do not have is business acumen, business experience, because we've been held back in so many places and areas. Although we're starting these businesses at astronomical rates, we don't have the business experience. We don't have business strategy. We don't have business understanding. And so we're getting out here. We have the resilience and the innovation to start, but then we don't know what to do once we get out here. Most Black women are solo, and there's that exactly, Vincent. Most Black women are solo entrepreneurs. So this year with the Black Power conference, I decided to focus on the strategic areas where we're suffering as Black business owners. Okay. And you guys can see Instagram, you guys can't see the QR code. But for those of you that are over here on, boom, let me do it a different way. I'm going to do it the compact way. There we go. Okay. Check that out. For those of you that are interested in the Black Power experience, check out that QR code. Y'all see this high tech? You see this strategy that's happening right here? Literally online in your face strategy. Boom, talking to you, QR code. Okay, but anyways, so what is happening is, as Black entrepreneurs, right? We raise your hand in the comments or just say me if you are a first generation entrepreneur or a first time entrepreneur, or you're the first person in your family or circle who's thinking about being an entrepreneur. Put a me in the chat. That plays to our ability to go forward, because if you're not getting access to the right people and you're not having the right conversations, that can hurt you. When I first got started and I didn't really understand what strategy was before I became all strategic, and I was lost. I was losing money. I was spending money on, I was watching YouTube videos. Like, I was lost because I didn't have proper access. And then, so Facebook here, it says me, Vivi said me, Tyson said not yet. I was lost because I didn't have access to the right information. I am a first generation entrepreneur in my family. I'm a first time entrepreneur. So when I first started working in my business, I didn't have anybody to ask. I didn't have anybody to turn to. I didn't have anybody to say, how do you do this? And so this year, every single year when I think about how I'm going to serve my community, every single time I think about an event I'm going to do or a product that I'm going to create, I'm always thinking about, what was I dealing with and going through when I first got started? 10 years in the game. Hey, this is my 10-year anniversary, full-time entrepreneur. But I remember when I first got started, man, those first 0 to 4 years as a business owner are hard. You're trying to make money. You're trying to fund. You're trying to figure out how you're going to pay the bills. If you have a job, that's a little bit better because you get to supplement your income. But if you don't, and you got to tackle everything for yourself by yourself, it is hard. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you it's easy. It's flipping hard. You know what helps? Having access to the right people, support, strategy. Strategy is literally the new sexy word. It's better than sexy because it makes you money. It's better than sexy because it makes you money. How about that? Strategy. How many of you, and I want to say, don't be embarrassed, but I'm not going to say that. I really want to know, how many of you guys use strategy in your life every day, in your life or your business? Like, legit, this is not to be shady. I just want to know if you're being strategic in your life. Not just your business, but just your life, because you should be using strategy literally for everything you do, everything you touch, any move you're about to make. You should be thinking about it from a strategic standpoint, not just like a to do, or this is what makes me happy, or these are my desires, but the strategy. How am I going to do this? Why am I doing this? What's the objective? How does it serve? What is this going to give me in the long run? Like there's a lot of things that go along with strategy that I'm gonna be talking about. Like, that's literally what I'm gonna be talking about. I'm gonna be talking about being strategic in your life, being strategic in your business, being strategic in your relationships, with your health and fitness, with your conversation. Like, why? What for? What's the purpose? Because if you really got strategic about yourself and your life, there's a lot of places you wouldn't go. There's a lot of things you wouldn't do. There's a lot of conversations you wouldn't have. A lot of shows you wouldn't watch. A lot of music you wouldn't listen to. Why? Because they don't align with your strategy, where you're going, what you're doing, what you say you want to do, what you say you want to accomplish. Don't be like me. Don't let it take 35 years to accomplish something that you want to accomplish. If you're in business, don't let it take 10 years for you to become seven figures. If you have a digital product, don't let it take 10 years before you start making money. Like, the other thing about strategy is it begs you to ask for help. It makes you look at yourself, your business, your goals, your desires, and say, where am I struggling? Where do I need help? Where am I hitting the mark? Hey, Mark Murphy, what's good? That's what strategy does. And literally, I was telling you guys before, I did not go into this doctoral program. I didn't wake up 5 years ago and say, oh, I want to be a doctor, and then jump into the program, and it just all worked out. I was 12 when I decided I wanted to be a doctor. It took 35 years to finish that thing. It took 35 years from the strategic standpoint. Now, it didn't take me that from a business standpoint. It didn't take me 10 years to hit six figures in my business. Thank you, Lord. It didn't take me 10 years to hit multiple six figures. Thank you, Lord. You know what I'm saying? Which is one of the reasons why I love talking about strategy to us, to Black people, is because I don't want it to take you that long to be successful. I don't want it to take you that long for you to reach your goals. I don't want it to take you that long for you to take what's in your head and see it in your hand. I'm about to jump off, but I'm gonna show you guys one more thing. This right here. This is my first book I ever wrote. This took me 2 years to write, right? From the time I said I wanted to become an author. It was about 2 years before I actually sat down to write it. And then once I sat down to write it, it took me 30 days to write it, publish it, and have it available to sell. 30 days. What happened? What did I do? Like, how did you go from 2 years to 30 days? Strategy. For 2 years, I heed and hawed. Oh, I want to be an author. I want to write a book, but I don't know what I'm going to talk about. But I know I want to be an author. It'd be cool. That's my Oprah impersonation. It'd be cool. But then when I got a strategy, let me tell you what my strategy was. Write a chapter a day. So I outlined it, wrote a chapter a day, boom, boom, boom. And before I knew it, I had a whole book available, ready to go, ready to publish. Strategy. So I say all that to say, if there's something that you want to do, if there's something that you want to accomplish relative to your goals, relative to your business, relative to revenue, relative to monetization, I want to invite you out to the Black Power conference that's happening this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Last year, it was amazing. This year is going to be even better. I am going to throw the QR code up over here on Facebook, Instagram. I'm going to drop the code over here for you guys. Let me see how I want to do it again. I'm going to do it right here. Right now, you can save $100. Actually, on Instagram, if you guys just go to my if you go to the link in my bio, you can do it, but I will drop it here too. blackpowerconference.com. Hopefully that works. Boom. All right. So this is my invitation for anybody who is struggling. If you are just surviving and you're tired of surviving, if you're ready to thrive, if you're ready to accomplish the things that you say you want to accomplish, if you're ready to scale your business, if you're ready to grow your business, if you're ready to start your business, we are about to have one of the dopest events. I'm focusing specifically on 4 things: monetization, which is how your business makes money; marketing, which is how people know about your business; media, or social media, if you will. Social didn't go with my M theme, so I just went with media. Media, which is how people find you, right? Your content, news articles, PR. And then management, because we really struggle with managing our business. Are you outsourcing? Are you hiring? How are you building your team? Are you having to do everything by yourself? If you are, how can you manage that better? And so that is, Vincent said, I have not been strategic. So that is what we're going to be focusing on next weekend for the Black Power event: how to manage your company, how to market your company, how to get media for your company, and how to monetize your business. Okay, so if you're struggling in any of those areas, make sure you check us out Saturday and Sunday, Black Power HER conference. Yeah. So with that, let me just say thank you so much. I cannot tell you how nervous I was and am. I haven't been online in so long. I felt like I just stumbled through that, but it's cool because I just have to make the comeback, right? So this is my first live back. I appreciate you guys for letting me stumble through it a little bit. It is like riding a bike, and I will get better, I promise. I'll just keep riding, just keep riding, just keep riding until I get back to my regular normal self, doing my lives on a regular basis. But I appreciate you for showing up. I appreciate you for being here. I am, oh my God, I get to say it again, Dr. Lene Javette. I am a business coach and a monetization strategist. I help my clients to find their money through their products, goods, or services so that they can elevate their life and their bank account. So, with that being said, I'm going to be out. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I love you. I appreciate you. Before I go, any questions? Any questions before I go? Let me just see if anybody has any questions about strategy or business or life before I go. Going forward, I'm literally going to go back to your class. Come on now. Are you using ChatGPT and AI? I am. Tyson said, Doctor, yes. Yes. So I am using ChatGPT. I am using AI. I use an AI called Oscar. And then I also use ChatGPT. The thing about ChatGPT, I do like ChatGPT, but you have to know how to use it. If you're just going over there, plugging in stuff and trying to use it, you're not using it efficiently. You have to know what prompts to give it in order for it to give you back what you need. So you definitely, even if when you use it, you want to make sure that you're using it and it sounds like you, right? You don't want to sound like somebody else. You don't want it to be too gimmicky. So you want to know how to use it. But yes, I am using it. Any questions? Any more questions? Bye, Instagram. Any more questions before I let you go? And literally, you can ask me about anything. You can ask me about business. You can ask me about strategy. You can ask me about the doctoral program. You can ask me about school. You can ask me about my cute braids. Anything you want to know. Before I get out of here, I will say make sure you go check out the Black Power event. And doesn't look like there's any questions. So I'm going to go ahead and go. Again, Lene Javette, please like, follow, share. Thank you, Pastor Kogi. I appreciate you all. Have a great day.